The newly sworn-in Prime Minister of Israel have snatched the living daylights out of Turkey. Now you might find yourself perplexed about why we are saying this. But yes, Benjamin Bibi Netanyahu's arrival has disturbed Turkish President Erdogan's peace of mind. His arrival has poured cold water on Turkey's Syrian ambitions. Till now, Turkey enjoyed the Syrian skies all to itself and conducted air raids according to its own whims and fancies. But now, the recently concluded Israeli elections seem to have changed the course. Although Turkey keeps on engineering attacks in the region, it has never been able to fulfill its long-standing Syrian dreams owing to Vladimir Putin's support for Syria. And now, much to its dismay, Putin's friend Bibi has returned to the Middle Eastern political stage. Hello and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Vedika. Let's begin. Turkey has been eyeing the dream of capturing Northern Syria, but Russia has always posed a strict obstacle in its path. Erdogan has always had the shrewd intention to attack Russia-backed Syria, but has failed in its efforts time and again. Turkey's successive military operations have always angered Russia. Russians have supplied Syrian forces with more advanced anti-missile systems and know-how, making them more effective at countering Israeli raids. Because of only the Russian policy, Syria has always been able to thwart Israeli strikes. Putin has even time and again warned Turkey to stop its military incursions, but Erdogan has been reluctant to lend his ears. However, now the tables seem to have turned. Turkey has fully agreed to withdraw its troops from Syrian soil following tripartite talks it held with the Syrian regime and Russia in a drastic foreign policy change. According to the Syrian newspaper Al Watan, which quoted an anonymous source in Damascus, the tripartite talks between Turkish, Syrian, and Russian defense ministers this week resulted in Turkey's consent to completely withdraw its troops from the Syrian territories that it occupies in the north of the country. Ankara agreed to a number of other demands, including respecting Syrian sovereignty and fully opening the M4 highway in northern Syria running through Aleppo to Latakia. They also decided that a special trilateral committee will be created by the three nations to make sure the agreements reached in Moscow are upheld. Turkish Defense Minister Hulusi Akar said on Sunday that Ankara and Damascus had agreed to hold further negotiations in order to further their efforts at reconciliation, which would eventually lead to a joint anti-terrorist operation if we can address our difficulties linked to defense and security, if we can meet our needs. Now this move alters the decade-long policy of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan of refusing to deal with the Syrian regime of Bashar al-Assad. But why has Erdogan finally resorted to taking such a step? Why a country which was so adamant to capture northern Syria is now backtracking in its efforts? Perhaps the personal camaraderie between Vladimir Putin and Benjamin Netanyahu is the reason. Israel's relations that entered a rough, uneven, and patchy phase during the government of Naftali Bennett are now rekindling owing to the arrival of Netanyahu back in power. The past Naftali Bennett government was domestically weak and as a direct consequence didn't have a strong foreign policy outlook, but Benjamin Netanyahu has come as a ray of hope not only for Russia but for Syria as well. Benjamin Netanyahu is a good friend of Putin, and under the leadership of these two leaders, Russia-Israel ties are poised to reach new heights. Russia alone was hard to counter, but now, with Putin's darling Netanyahu joining the game, it has given Turkey a double whammy.